All right, what's happening, my mathletes? That's right, Mr. Muscarella coming at you. And in this video, we're going to take a look at using trig to help us solve multi-step problemas. So let's take a look at one of our multi-step problems here, shall we? And as we take a look at this, we're going to notice what we've got here in our direction. It says find the value of x in a triangle, and we've got to round intermediate values, the lengths we find along the way, to the nearest tenth, rounding the final answer to the nearest tenth also. All right, so when we take a look at this, first thing you want to do is kind of take a look at this picture, right? We've got three triangles. X is all the way over here in this triangle, so I'm going to color this guy over here blue. So this triangle right here, that's the triangle that X has. So there's another triangle, the one that has a hypotenuse of 41 and an angle of 58. That also has is a right triangle there. So that's the first triangle we're going to take a look at. So I'm going to kind of separate these and draw these two guys separately. So first I'm going to draw the one triangle that I know two lengths, or one length for, the hypotenuse and this angle right here. That is one of the pieces. And then on my other triangle, the one that I have shaded there in blue, right, we've got a triangle. So I'm going to separate these two pieces. And I know this is 47 degrees, and X is all the way down there. Now, looking at these, notice they both share this side right here. Okay, that side is shared and it's common between them. And I don't know what that side is, but if I did, I will need to use that side to help me find the value of x. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to randomly pick any letter that you want, but we're going to use y here. And I'm going to call this side that they share y. Once I know that, then the very first thing that I want to do is use the acronym SOHCAHTOA, or use what I know about trig functions, and I want to identify the opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse for the triangle. That is 58 degrees in it. Now, where the 58 degrees is, right over across here, that's where the opposite is. I don't have a number there, so I don't need to worry about that. But next to the 58 on the right side of it, the y's are adjacent, and the hypotenuse, remember, the hypotenuse always across from the right angle. So when I take a look at this triangle, the two pieces of information I have, the two sides that I'm going to work with, because I want to find that y, because that's the one that's common to both triangles, I'm going to go ahead and look at the hypotenuse and the adjacent. So when I think to myself, from sine, which is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent, which is opposite over adjacent, which one deals with hypotenuse and adjacent? Why, yes, that would be the cosine. So what we're going to do from here is then write down an equation which involves those two values. So I'm going to have cosine of 58 degrees, as that's going to be equal to y, because I don't know, that's my adjacent, but y over 41. To solve this, you're going to cross multiply. So you also can think about it as a ratio, and if you were to cross multiply 1 times y, that's right, bro, you just get y. So you get y equals, and then the 41, be sure you put that in front of the trig function. So 41 times the cosine of 58. Now, from here, we will go to our Desmos graphing calculator. When you go to the Desmos graphing calculator, so here we are in the state of Virginia. So make sure that you see these two toggles right here. Make sure that you can see DEG, because you want to be in degrees. The other thing is you've got these three menus right here, main, ABC, and func. So make sure you're on the func one, because sometimes you might need something else that is in there. But we are working with cosine. So we're going to take a look at, now what was our equation? We had to type in 41 times cosine of 58. So you just type that in, 41, and then you could either hit the cosine button or type in COS, and then 58. That'll give us an approximate value of 21.726. So rounding that to the nearest tenth gives us a value of about 21.7. So that's the very first piece. All right, so over here in triangle number 2, right, we've got these two sides, and we're going to take a look at the y value, right? That's the adjacent one from 47 degrees that we already found in the previous part. And then we're also going to take a look at where the x is. And the x is the opposite. So I've got these two pieces, opposite and adjacent. Now when I look at that, when I look at SOHCAHTOA, sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine adjacent over hypotenuse, the one that deals with opposite and hypotenuse, yeah, winner, winner, chicken dinner, we've got tangent for that. So to solve for the value of x, we're going to use a tangent function. So the tangent of 47 degrees is going to be equal to, the opposite is x, and then the adjacent is 21.7, because that was the value that we got for y. Multiplying both sides by 21.7, you're going to have the equation, or if you think about it like tangent 47 over 1, when you multiply both sides by that 21.7, you will end up with simply this equation here where you have x equals 21.7 times tangent of 47. Now, you go to Desmos graphing calculator. Remember, we got to go to the tens place, so be careful when you type that in. And when you do, boom shakalaka, 21.7 times tangent of 47. Remember, you're in degree mode. Gives us 23.27. Boom, the 7 makes that round up to 23.3. So x is about 23.3. There's the value of x. So a couple steps here. First thing, separate the two triangles. After that, label opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. Then use your trig functions to write an equation and solve for the missing side. When you use your calculator, be sure you was in degree mode, because if you're in the wrong mode, sorry bro, you're going to get the wrong answer. And that is frustrating as all get out. So make sure you're in the right mode and you're good to go. All right, thanks so much for watching this one. I'll catch you later. Peace out.